Hello, world, and welcome back to another edition of Hope for Humanity. Today's topic is going to be on the topic that's on everyone's mind these days. What is going on? We're all, I believe, at different stages and different phases of the grief process. I want to go over it one by one with you and open up the forum here to hear from the viewers and let us all know where you're at or you feel you're at in the stages of grief. So let's get started. First off, we have the first stage. Some people are in the shock and denial. Are you in shock and denial? I know when this first started happening, myself as well as all the other people I was dealing with in my physical life were just in shock. Everybody was walking around sort of like zombies. And for any of you who have gone through the grief process, I know I have several times with losing loved ones, going into the grieving process over other, like crazy shocks in my life. And I know what it feels like. So when I was walking around feeling that way, I realized like I'm in the first stage of grief right now. So grief and denial are the first stages. First of all, shock and denial. First of all, you're shocked over what is being presented to you. You cannot believe the news you've just heard. So that's where the shock comes in. And then the second knee-jerk reaction will be denial. I don't believe this. This is not really happening. This hasn't happened. This is, it's all a dream. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and, everything will be back to normal. And then the second phase is the pain and guilt. When we realize that it's not a dream because we've already gone to sleep, woken up several days, and it is still happening. At that point, because we start to see the results and the effects of it, we can, depending upon how it has affected us and hit us, can feel pain and guilt. And feeling that way generally comes because we feel that we may have made an error, made a mistake. I hear a lot of people saying, if I had only done this, or if I had only done that, I would be in a different position right now, or, things would be different. So there could be some of us in that stage. And then the third one is anger and bargaining, where we start to become angry over the situation and we want to plead and make it all go away. Please just make this go away because this is too hard to deal with. It's too hard to accept. And then what happens is depression and loneliness, number 4. So depression and loneliness kicks in because we start to feel isolated, and in this case a lot of people are being physically isolated. So depression can kick in, definitely hopelessness, depression. But remember, there's another step, and it's step 5, the last phase, which is that of acceptance and hope. We are going to get there. I know that I've gone through these stages already myself. I was dealing with the anger. I was dealing with the depression. I am now finally getting to the point where I'm feeling the hope and the acceptance. I'm being real with all of you right now. I am a spiritualist, and this has been extremely difficult for me to process. Being an empath, feeling everything that has been going on lately. There are people who are in literal stages of grief because they've lost people, throughout all of this. It's a difficult time to navigate right now. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to be in denial anymore. I'm not going to deny the pain, the anger, the depression. It's a part of all of it, and how quickly we move through these stages is going to make the difference in terms of how fast we get to hope and acceptance. Remember, the world has been turned upside down right now, and this is not an exaggeration. It is literally, the world has been turned upside down. People are not knowing what to think, what to say, what to do. People are feeling really isolated right now. Even if you are not physically isolated, you could be with other people, but you're alone in your thoughts. Some people don't want to reach out or to say what they're going through because they realize there's other people in the world who are going through the same thing or even worse. So a lot of times we stay up in our head, and that can keep us in a feeling of loneliness and depression. And that's what we need to move past from. We're all going to go through these stages at some point. Some people have already gone through it. There's a part of the world that has already processed through all of this. And we will get there as well. It just depends on where in the world you are and what is happening in your own individual country. But something is going on in every single country in the world right now. We have never seen anything like this. It's frightening, and this is where the panic can strike for some people. Some people are in a state of panic right now. But I do believe, as a spiritualist, someone who has been doing long-term meditation and things like that, like I've noticed even that has changed because the vibration of the world has changed. But we need to look at the positive at this stage, I feel. Look at the good that will be coming out of all of this. And we need to keep hold of that, especially at these times, because of the fact that we all are going to get to the point of acceptance and hope. We have no choice. We're in the throes of this. We need to get to the other side, and there will be another side. I firmly believe there is going to be good that will come out of this in many, many ways. It's just a really scary time right now. So reach out as much as you can to anyone just to talk if you just need to talk. A lot of us need to get out of our own head and just talk about whatever. Talk about the weather. Talk about some good things that are going on here. Yes, it's scary, and yes, some pretty drastic things have happened. And it's also, we're dealing with the fear of the unknown because nobody knows where this is going or when it's all going to get back to normal or if it's going to get back to normal. I understand there's a lot of questions out there, but by the same token, there's a lot of answers, and the answers are always going to come from within. Each individual is going through something. Everyone in the world right now, as an individual, collectively we are going through it, yes, but each individual is at different stages of this grief process. And what we are grieving is the life that we knew. It all of a sudden and very quickly changed, just like when we hear that a loved one has passed away unexpectedly, and we have to deal with the stages of grief. In this situation with the world, it was shocking to most people. Most people did not expect things to escalate to the extent that they have, and so quickly. So all of us are just being forced to deal with it. Remember, as human beings, we are very resilient, and we will come through this. I promise you, it's going to be okay. We are going to be okay. This is an uncomfortable time, and do whatever you need to do to get through it. Like I said, reach out, talk to people, loved ones, talk to people here on YouTube, live forums, even on this thread. Just let it out. Let your feelings out. You don't have to bottle it up and keep it inside. If you're frightened, we all understand that. Whatever stage you're at in the stages of grief, we get it. We get it. We all get it. And we're all going to do our best to get through this, not only individually, but together. We have no choice here. We have to. We have to unite as a vibration, unite as a spiritual community, unite as family and friends, and whoever is important to you, I urge you to reach out to them and talk to them and try to see the end result, the bigger picture of all of this. You know, all of our governments have assured us that everything is going to be okay. And you know what? I believe them. I do believe them. We are going to be fine. We're going to weather this storm. We are going to get through it. And this is, I don't know what to say about the actual situation that's going on. It's unprecedented. No one in our generation has ever gone through anything like this. It's truly remarkable for sure. It's going to go down in the history books as one of those times, but let's see the good that comes out of it at the end. And then we can look back on this time and say, hey, you know, we were a part of that. You know, we lived through that. So keep your hopes up. And like I said, I can't wait to hear what stages you're all in, because we're all in different phases of this. So please go ahead on the thread, comment, share your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings about everything, and take good care. Much love. Be safe. Be healthy. Namaste. Much love from Star Lourdes. See you next week. Bye-bye.